What is up, Truz Army? We're back here with another video. Today, we're going to be doing the NFL playoff predictors, but this time we're finishing it off. We're doing all of the playoffs in one video. And I'm going to go first for the for the wild card. My bad. I looked at NFC saying wild card, messed it up. But of course, as you can see, the top seeds here, the number one seeds for me, and I don't know what Adrian's are actually, but number one seeds for me are the Chiefs and the Bucks. So you obviously don't see them till next week, as they're on the bye. So 1 through 7, you can see, of course, with the numbers corresponding to their teams here. I'm going to highlight each game, but like real quickly, and I believe Adrian's going to do the same thing. So starting off, AFC Chargers Titans. I don't think the Chargers are good enough to beat the Titans. I don't think the Chargers are good enough to beat Derrick Henry. And I think the Chargers just somehow made the playoffs this year. And I still love the Chargers. I love the Chargers so much. And I believe they're a really good team, but I don't think that they really deserve to go far in the playoffs. If they make it, I think they're knocked out in the first week by the Titans because the Titans are just better, have more time in the playoffs, have more reliable players, and they grabbed that win there. Colts, Ravens. Ravens beat them last year. They beat them again this year. Ravens are just better. I mean, Colts are pretty good too. They probably improved, I would say. But I think Ravens just pulled it out again. Last time they did it. This time they can do it again. Dolphins, Bills. Bills are just tremendously better than the Dolphins, in my opinion. Um, Dolphins are a great team. Don't get me wrong, but Bills are just top contenders for the Super Bowl, and they have an amazing QB at the helm compared to the Dolphins, who have a questionable QB at the moment. But I don't know. This year's an interesting year for him. On the NFC side, um, Niners football team. I did say I like the Niners a lot, and I think that they can make it far in the playoffs. But they play the football team, and I believe a lot in the football team. The football team's going to bring that one in. Really, really good D line versus really, really good D line. It's going to be a great battle, great defensive battle. I don't think there's going to be many points scored, maybe 10 to 13 final score, something like that, I would expect. Seahawks Packers. I see Seahawks pulling off the win because Packers don't have A Rod. Um, really, not much to say other than that. Packers are still a great team without A Rod, but A Rod just brings a whole nother aspect. He's such a great QB and really, really good in the playoffs. Of course, they always get knocked out in the not divisional, conference round because that's just the Packers. Um, Cardinals Rams, another great matchup, but Rams are just too good. I think the Rams are also rolling in my schedule and predictions. So Rams just keep on going. Matthew Stafford's a really, really good QB and has a really good season and continues it in the playoffs. Adrian, your highlights here for the wild card week.
Okay, so for me, breaking down wildcard week, you can see the numbers as shown from Gavin on the screen, same thing he showed you guys. I have the first matchup being the Steelers Colts, and I have the Colts end up taking this matchup. I think the Steelers are a solid team. Like I said, I was higher on them than Gavin, but it came in the actual record predictions. But overall, I think the Colts are just going to be too much for them. I think maybe, Big Ben on the backside of his career, inching towards retirement. I think as we saw this year, or the last season, I think Big Ben started out pretty solid, but age obviously things get harder as it goes. I mean, I feel like especially the longer season, 17 games now, it's gonna really take a toll on his abilities and his effort that he can put out through. And that's why I think by the time the playoffs come around, he's gonna be kind of gassed, not the same quarterback he was in week one. And that's why I do have Carson Wentz in Indianapolis for his first year, beating the Steelers in the wild card weekend matchup. And then next we have the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Another divisional matchup, just like Gavin had Bills Dolphins, I have Bills Patriots, and I think the Bills are going to beat the Patriots, just like Gavin said. Patriots, they spent a lot of money building a new team, get to find the chemistry, get to find the work. Quarterback position kind of questionable, and the Bills are kind of just a Super Bowl contender, and the Patriots are kind of a iffy playoff team, if that makes sense. So I think the Bills will end up taking that matchup. And then finally, we have another divisional matchup. Ravens and Browns, my favorite team versus my least favorite team. Uh, if the Browns beat the Ravens, I would be clinically depressed for a very long time. But I do not see that happening. I see the Ravens taking the W against the Browns. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have a pretty good record against the Browns so far. They've pretty much been able to dominate them for the most part, except for the one game in Lamar's MVP season where they got housed. But I think the playoff game will not be like that housing, and I think the Ravens will be the ones that actually end up giving the beatdown to the Browns, advancing them to the divisional round. And then secondly, for the wild card, towards the NFC side, we have none other than the Los Angeles Rams versus football team. I had the Rams taking this W. Football team kind of the same thing as the Patriots. Not the quarterbacks don't have potential, but they are kind of capped there. Ryan Fitzpatrick aging, and then Tyler Heineke, if he ends up playing, he doesn't have the experience level quite like Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford now has Cooper Kupp, he has Robert Woods, he's a solid team. They have Aaron Donald, they have Jalen Ramsey. The team's kind of underrated. They're looking like a solid team that can make it far. That's why I have them getting the better of the football team. And then next we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Cardinals taking this W simply because I'm not really a believer in the Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson is kind of overrated. I will say that many times again. I don't think he, especially as the season ends, like as the season comes to a back hold, he starts out pretty hot, but every single time, he starts to slow down. Just like the 2019 season when Lamar Jackson won MVP, it was everyone saying Russell Wilson MVP, and then as the weeks went on, he started dying off. 2020 season, everyone was saying Russell Wilson MVP, or him or Aaron Rodgers, and then sure enough, he started dying out towards the end of the season. I think they're a team, and with all that like off-season work that happened, like off-season frustrations, I guess. Uh, he kind of showed his true colors a little bit, kind of blaming his team for his O-line struggles. But I literally see him roll out of the pocket a million times, kind of like how I play Madden, take the ball and just roll out the pocket immediately. It's kind of Russell Wilson does, aim for the big plays. But I think Kyler Murray, divisional game, divisional rivals, will be able to be just better than the Seahawks and just end up taking the W there. And then finally, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. A bit of a rematch here. This time without Drew Brees, so that's a significant handicap right there. Whether it's Jameis Winston, whether it's Taysom Hill, you best believe that Tom Brady and the Bucks, the great receiving core, solid running back weapons, amazing defense. They're gonna get the best of the Saints. Sure enough, in the wild card game, you're gonna be too much for them. Can't stop Brady, and you can't get past the Bucks defense. And that is my wild card weekend.
All right, now on to the divisional round where we have some big matchups, of course. So on the AFC side, we have the Ravens Bills matchup similar to last year, and Titans Chiefs. Have half and half similar to last year as the Browns played the Chiefs. Um, I think the Ravens are going to get the upper hand on the Bills. This is probably a bias thing, although I'm still a huge fan of the Bills and I love the Bills. Um, I think the Ravens are just going to pull it off this time. I think Greg Roman might actually be better for once, and call some good plays and beat the Bills using the run game, not the pass. And I think Lamar just has a day. I think Lamar and all the running back groups just do their thing. Receivers block, they're fine. Mark Andrews pulls in a couple catches, and defense just does defense things. Doubles Stephon Diggs and slows down the other receivers enough to grab off the win. Probably a really, really close game, though. Still goes down to the wire. The Bills are a great team. Do not underestimate them. But I think the Ravens beat them in the AFC divisional round. Um, then Titans Chiefs off the bye, but I think Derrick Henry's just too good. This is probably the most questionable call I think I've had probably through this whole entire run of the 2021-2022 season. The Titans go off with Derrick Henry. He gets like maybe 30 carries this game, and the Chiefs just don't have a solution for it, in my opinion. The Chiefs are a great team. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Titans somehow pull off this win. I think they're just underdogs, and I think they play like underdogs, and they really, really get to them. And they beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead off the bye. I know it's a wild call, and I know it's probably like the worst call I've had, but I don't know. It's a very low chance of happening, but it definitely could. Titans pull off the win because of Derrick Henry. and I'm just gonna say it again. Tannehill sucks. On the other side, I see the football team grabbing off the win against the Rams. Another sketchy call, I would say. As football team, just underdogs. Chase Young has a day. That D line of the football team just goes off, and Matthew Stafford just can't deal with it. I know the Rams have a great O line. I know they have a lot of great weapons. I know they have a great QB, great running back in Cam Akers. Um, and of course, the defense, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, as Adrian has already said, amazing players on both sides of the ball. But I think football team somehow pulls off the win. Fitzmagic doesn't do too much. That defense just kind of carries him, sets him up in great spots. And I think Stafford gets rattled. I don't think he goes too far in this playoff run, as you see here. Seahawks, Bucks. Bucks are just too good. Um, I believe in the Seahawks, unlike Adrian, but I still think that they're a team that won't go super duper far in the playoffs if they do make the playoffs and they get beat in the divisional round. For me here, the Bucks are just too good. You can't stop Tom Brady, especially in the playoffs. As That's it for my divisional round. Adrian, what about yours?
For mine, I have Buffalo Bills playing against the Baltimore Ravens, a rematch, just like Gavin had it as well, rematch of last season. But I have the same outcome as Gavin, and that ends up being the Ravens get revenge against the Bills. Lamar Jackson just plays better than he did last time. I kind of disagree with what Gavin said a little bit. I think the Ravens are going to pass a lot more this year, just because I think that's what Greg Roman wants to do. Lots of receiver additions and just all that in total just
I
seems like
was
they're going to try to shy away from the running game.
Sorry. I was specifically talking about this game. I think they're going to
Yeah,
pass a
yeah,
lot
I
more this
understand.
year, but I'm saying like specifically this game. I think they're going to have a run heavy plan
Yeah.
that the Bills won't expect. And I think Tre'Davious White pushes that. Anyway, you can keep going.
I had the Ravens end up taking the W against the Bills. I think they're just going to be able to have a solid game. Um, Revenge going to be there. I think Moore knows that he needs a Super Bowl contract year coming. Teams going to have to start to fold. Have to lose a lot of pieces because of the contract they have to pay him. This is the year to do it. This is the time. This is all of it. It's got to happen this year for the most part, and I think they're going to get it done against the Buffalo Bills. And next we have Colts Chiefs. I think the Colts are a solid team, but the Chiefs are just better. Perennial Super Bowl contenders, and in that matchup, Mahomes and the Chiefs get the best of Indianapolis and Carson Wentz. Look at the NFC side, we have Tampa Bay taking the W over the Arizona Cardinals. So kind of similar thing with Mahomes, but except you're dealing with a 20-year veteran who has won the most Super Bowl championships by a quarterback of all time. Tom Brady, just unmatchable, uncomparable, and experience will win and domination will occur when the Buccaneers, who are a stacked team, end up beating up on the Cardinals, who are going to need some improvement, but still a solid team in general. And then next we have the Packers, who I think still have Aaron Rodgers. This is all with him still on the team, um, and they end up taking the W over the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. I think Stafford and the Rams are a solid team, but I don't think they can really, go that far into it. I think the Packers, if they have Aaron Rodgers, are just going to be a much better team. And you know how it is with Aaron Rodgers in the conference championship games. If he's going to lose, he's got to get there in the first place. And to do that, he is going to walk over the Los Angeles Rams with their newly acquired quarterback, Matthew Stafford.
And on to the conference week, as we have the big matchups to make the Super Bowl. We have probably even more sketchy calls, I would say. Titans Ravens. Derrick Henry off probably one of his best performances, specifically in the playoffs, as he dominated the Chiefs. In my predictions, um, the Ravens just kind of stop him again, like they did this year. They pull off the win, good enough offense, probably even better than last year, I would say. More stacked receivers, better receivers. Um, and I think the Ravens just have the upper hand on the Titans this year, and I think they had it on them last year. Um, so Ravens continue with that, pulling off the win against the Titans and make the Super Bowl. We both kind of think the Ravens have a bit of a year this year. On the NFC side, football team versus Bucks. Football team's just not good enough. They don't really have that number one QB like Adrian had said before, Heineke or Fitzmagic. Not really the number one QB you're looking for. One's kind of questionable each week, and the other one we really have seen very little of, although it was still pretty good. Um, Buccaneers are just too good. Make the Super Bowl again. Perennial Super Bowl contenders. Um, but they do it again. Tom Brady does it again, and they make it to the Super Bowl. Adrian, what about your conference championships?
So basically, me and Gavin have two different ways to get there, but we're ending up with the same scenario. I have Ravens Chiefs. Lamar finally gets his first career W against the Chiefs. Finally, took him to the most important games of his life, up to the date, to finally get the best of the Chiefs. And I think it's going to happen in the conference championship. Pressure's going to be on him. His dream of winning a Super Bowl. He talked about his legacy in press conferences. He wants a legacy, he wants a Super Bowl ring, and it's going to have to, you know, only that can happen is if he and the Ravens can walk through Mahomes and the Chiefs. And I think it's going to happen this season. He knows the clock's ticking. He knows what he has to do. Shut all the haters out. And it's going to come, once he's able to dominate and put away the Chiefs. I think it will happen this season. And on the other side, they have another rematch of the conference championship. Or, a rematch in general. Bucks Packers. I think the Bucks get the best of them again. All the frustration with Aaron Rodgers, think it's kind of in his head. Not in his head, but he's not able to play 100% because the focus just isn't there as much as it was before. And I think Brady, the guy, he's always hungry. He is the Michael Jordan of the NFL. He always wants a W. He always wants a Super Bowl. He wants to be the best there is, and by far. And he wants to increase that margin the best he can. Going to help him by once again going to Super Bowl by beating the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
Kind of sick, as we both came up with the same thing, although it still feels bad. It's just what happens. So going into Super Bowl week, I think Ravens prep up well, Bucks prep up well. Both teams are really going into it, but the Bucks are too good. Tom Brady gets another Super Bowl, and 2 years in a row of winning Super Bowl with the Bucks. There's no doubt he's coming back. Adrian, your prediction for the Super Bowl?
I have the Super Bowl going the other way. I think, like I said, listen, I think he's one of the most quarterbacks in the NFL. Offense is looking better. Defense is building around. Thinking they got a really solid team, and there might be even a trade in the middle of the year to boost the team. I think the team will just continue to grow, and Lamar's beat Brady once. I think it's gonna happen once again, for sure. Um, I will bet money on this too. Next time I go to Pennsylvania, I will put I don't know, $100 from the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I already have money on Lamar to win MVP again, and I'll go with the Super Bowl as well. Put my money where my mouth is. Think it's gonna happen. Think this is the year. All the motivation, all the work, all the grinding, all the doubters, all the haters will be silenced, and the Ravens will finally be able to hoist the Lombardi again. 10 years exactly since the last Super Bowl win, or almost 10 years. Or yeah, it'll be exactly 10 years. Yeah.
Oh wow, I just realized that.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's the video. Kind of wild. If you guys haven't seen the other ones, go check them out. This is my basically playoff run. As you can see, all the teams playing
Conclusion of this series,
one
guys.
down. Yeah,
It all came down to this. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. Had a lot of haters. I mean, had a lot of fun comments actually that were pretty sick.
I enjoy them though. I like that you guys put down your predictions and what you think should be happening in the comments. And we've seen multiple things from the Raiders going 6-11 to um to the Browns and the Steelers. There's been a lot of comments down there, and like I said, I enjoy it. I think Adrian enjoys it too.
Oh wait, and we had a Broncos fan. Weird thing is
Yeah,
we didn't have
Broncos
any
fan too.
NFC. We didn't have any NFC fans debate us.
Yeah, that's true.
It was only the AFC: Broncos, Raiders, Steelers, Browns, and that was it.
We've had we've had a bunch of people commenting it. Not a single NFC guy. That's that's a true fact.
Not a
Um,
single person who agrees.
that's also true. Um, but yeah, guys, if you haven't seen the other videos, go check them out. We go really in depth to each team's schedule going from the AFC North to the NFC West. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be it for the video and it for the series. As we'll see you guys next time. Peace.